Well, I just had my shot, so to prove to you all that I am not controlled by Bill Gates, I'm going to make a video about abortion and contraceptives. Right after I explain to you the superiority of the Xbox comparing it to PSP or computer gaming. Hello my beautiful basilisks and mythology in mind, you can call me M&M, and today we're going to talk about the first thing I mentioned, because as an ex-PSP fan I really don't know that much about Xbox, but I can't say that really loud because they will give me the second dose. And I will also be scoring each method based on efficiency and side effects, so let's get into it. The first one we are going to cover is the sylph. This was a plant, probably similar to the fennel, which had multiple uses. Its stems were eaten after cooking and the roots were served fresh, covered in vinegar. Its buds were used to make perfume, its sap was a pretty common condiment, and it was an excellent remedy for multiple pains, like hemorrhoids or dog bites. Yeah, it was Greece's little miracle plant. It was also an aphrodisiac, as well as a contraceptive method. You could use it as such by swallowing the plant whole, or by making a juice out of it, dipping that stuff with a ball of cotton and inserting that ball in your designated hole. And it appears as it actually worked. Sadly, the Romans consumed this plant till it disappeared, so we don't really have actual proof of its mystical powers. But we know that at some points it was more valuable than silver. I'm going to give this plant a 9 out of 10, as it seems pretty effective and I cannot find mentions of counter effects. However, it is a stint, so it sounds too good to be true. Wild carrot tincture was also an effective method against pregnancy, as this fella, if ingested after coitus, avoids implantation of the ovulum or it expels it away from your endometrium. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, as it may cause a stomach or duodenal ulcer, and also you can use it as a condiment, unlike the first one. My Greek arch nemesis, Aristotle, said that olive or cedar oil mixed with incense or leather ointments made the sperm die or at least move slower, giving time to the women to have a vaginal wash after sex. But do you know where you had to put it? In the Matrix. Not that one. You know, it's also known as uterus, so you had to penetrate the cervix with it, which, by the way, hurts like hell. So this is just another reason to dislike this man. Minus 10 out of 10. Also, this is not proven to be an effective method unless you are trying to get cancer. In that case, totally effective. Another beautiful contraception was taking cotton or a sponge, soaking it in lemon and pushing it all the way to the beginning of the cervix. And actually it appears as lemon really kills a sperm, but it will itch very bad or at least give you some form of infection or vaginal tearing. 4 out of 10. I have mentioned vaginal washes, but let's get in deep. These were done with lemon, olive oil, cedar oil, vinegar or water from the sea. Just don't do this, please, with anything. Vaginal microbiota is really sensitive and these things can cause infections, and in some really bad cases it has caused death. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10 because if you die, you can't have children. Soranus of Ephesus, the father of gynecology, had 3 infallible contraceptive methods. The first one is the coitus interruptus, which is super effective, as we all know, having to pull out being the woman's responsibility, as it should obviously be. The other way was taking rue, seeds, myrtle or myrrh as an infusion. His last method, which is my favorite one by the way, it's supposed to be used right after coitus. The woman, without breathing, has to squat down and sneeze, so the sperm flies away. I'm going to give the first method a 1 out of 10. In other instances, I'll give it maybe a 5, but remember, it is your duty as a woman to pull out, meaning that 90% of the time you're not going to be able to. Sorry, we're not fortune tellers, usually. The second one gets a 2 out of 10, as rue can have contraceptive effects, but not any of the other plants have. The last method gets a 0 out of 10 in effectiveness, but a 10 out of 10 in meme material. Hippocrates of Kos, medicine's daddy, suggested the first IUD, which means intrauterine device if you do not know. Such as saying they were made out of lead, meaning that it would cause from anemia to brain damage, but so probably lead to sterility, abortion or death, and those odds were pretty big, so 6 out of 10. Oh, and leading to lead, some Greek women who wanted to abort drank from the water where blacksmiths washed their tools, because this water was contaminated. It was briefly used because of the horrible side effects. -1 out of 10 for the taste of the water. Lastly, we have some evidence of condoms. They were made with guts, intestines, or bladders of fishes or goats. As you may think, wow, first male contraceptive, what the fuck? Don't worry, it was also a female contraceptive. It was supposed to be inserted in the female genitalia. All of these methods were briefly prohibited from 82 AC to 79 AC by Lucius Cornelius Sulla because Romans were not having children like at all. Clearly, we can say that to Greek people, not having children was 100% women's responsibility, and it makes a lot of sense, since male Greeks' parental role was solely as a money provider. We can also see that not wanting to be pregnant or having birth has been present in our history for at least 4,000 years, and because we don't have any written evidence, but I'm pretty sure it has existed from way before. Just please don't use any old method just because it's old or natural. Just buy condoms, you bunch of pervs. So with that being covered, follow me on my TikTok and have a nice R&H. Bye!